I know, I'm from the South and I should be making a peach cobbler. But really, everyone should already know how to make a peach cobbler. You just make some biscuits and put it over some fresh fruit, stick it in the oven. The one thing I love about peaches is how easily they go with almonds. Here's my version of a peach tart. It's a caramelized peach crostata. This crostata has both a French and Italian origin. This is a rustic tart with a buttery shell. It is filled with almond pastry cream and some sort of jam over the top of it. The Italians prefer this for breakfast. You'll almost always see it on a breakfast buffet at a hotel or at a B&B. The almond pastry cream has its origins in Italy. It's called a frangipane, but the French use it in their gelato at the Catholic holidays that start at the Epiphany. We know a gelato here in the States as a king cake. The crostata was first thought to have been sent to St. Francis of Assisi when he was dying in the year 1226. If peaches aren't your favorite, you can use pretty much any fruit for this, or you can eliminate the fruit altogether. Before we get started, I'd appreciate it if you click the like button and also subscribe to my channel. And then click the little bell so that you get a notification when I set up a new video. When you select your peaches, make sure that you get some very firm peaches. The softer or almost ripe peaches are going to be a little too challenging to peel, and also they won't hold their shape when you're cooking them. This recipe comes in 3 parts, and you can make each one of them separately and then pull them all together when you're ready to make a crostata. The first part is to make the crust, and we'll use a food processor for this as it'll speed things up. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a stand mixer or a bowl with a spoon and just mix everything up together. In the food processor, add in the flour, the sugar, the zest, the salt. Pulse a few times to combine. Add in the butter and pulse or run until the mixture becomes crumbly. Add in the egg and the egg yolk and process until the dough comes together. Tip out the dough into a lightly floured work surface and squeeze it together to form a ball. Separate the ball into 2 pieces, one slightly larger than the other. The larger portion will become the base of the tart, and the smaller portion will become the strips across the top of the tart. Wrap them separately with plastic wrap and place them in the fridge for at least 1 hour, or overnight, or whenever you're ready to use them. When you're ready to use your dough, take it out of the fridge at least 30 minutes before you need to roll it out. For the second part of the recipe, we'll make the peach filling. In a heavy saucepan, place the peaches, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, almond liqueur, which is optional, and lemon juice. Cook over low heat to dissolve the sugar. Raise the heat to medium-high and bring to a boil. Stirring often until the peach slices are tender but still hold their shape and the mixture starts to thicken. It should take about 10 minutes. Remove the slices to a heat-proof bowl with a slotted spoon. Continue to cook the syrup for a further 5 minutes. Pour the syrup over the peaches and allow this all to cool at room temperature. You can put the peaches in a covered container and place them in the fridge until you're ready to use them. For the third part, it's the frangipane filling. You'll use a food processor for this as well. Add in the almond flour, sugar, butter, egg, salt, almond extract, and vanilla extract. Pulse until the mixture becomes fully combined. You'll also need to scrape down the sides of the bowl a few times to get all of the mixture in. Place a cookie sheet in the oven, large enough to hold a tart pan. Set the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Remove the dough from the fridge and let it sit for 30 minutes and then start to roll it out. I'm using a Silpat with flour on the bottom, flour on the top, and I'm flouring the rolling pin as well. In the process, I'm turning it a quarter turn every time so that I create a circle. Wrap the dough over the rolling pin and unroll it into the tart pan. Gently fit the dough into the pan without stretching it. If you have a tear or a hole in the dough, you can use the excess to patch this. I use a knife held at a 45-degree angle to trim off the excess around the rim. Place the tart base back in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. You want the butter to be as cold as possible, as this will help to create a nice flaky crust. Roll out the smaller portion to about a 10-inch circle, using a fluted pastry wheel or a pizza cutter or even a knife to cut out the strips of whatever size you like. Take the tart base out of the fridge and spread the frangipane over the bottom in an even layer. I use an offset spatula, but you can use a spoon. Using a slotted spoon, spoon out the peaches over the frangipane, but don't throw out the syrup. Place the strips of dough in a crisscross pattern over the peaches. You can try weaving it, but it's not necessary, nor is it traditional, and the strips are very, very fragile. Trim off the edges of the strips with a knife. Set the crostata on the heated cookie sheet and put it in the oven for about 40 minutes until the crust is golden brown. Transfer the cookie sheet to a cooling rack and let it cool completely. Remove the ring and use a large wide palette knife or a spatula or even a large knife to remove the metal base and place on a serving plate. Dust with powdered sugar for serving, or a scoop of vanilla gelato or ice cream, and then drizzle some of that caramelized peach syrup all over everything. The crostata will keep covered in the fridge for at least 10 days. While peach cobbler is always good, I think you'll like having this as an alternative. Thanks for watching, and I hope you make this delicious crostata and that you add this to your catalog of peach recipes. Leave me a comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna work on this and you go make it. It's really easy and it's so good. Oh yeah.